I thought I should explain the little animation cartoony thing I put up before. I actually posted it twice, but now it's just going to stay up there because I didn't know which one to delete. So I'm Tara, I'm autistic ADHD myself, and I'm a clinician and an educator. Now, I posted a thing before about the brain because I'm getting a lot of people lately coming to see me for support who are autistic themselves and who have experienced a lifetime of neurotypically led therapies. So they've gone to neurotypical therapists or therapists who, they may be autistic and may not realize, but they're using neurotypically based therapies. Now, there's a massive issue with that. And some key people in my life are people who are autistic and who I call the trauma type of autistic because their brain is in a constant dysregulated state. They're panicked. They're all over the shop. They struggle to self-regulate. And these are the people who have been to a lifetime of neurotypical clinicians and constantly told to talk about issues. Then these clinicians bring up other issues that the person may have already previously dealt with, but these neurotypical clinicians believe it's necessary to bring it up. Now, the neurotypical brain works well with that. Neurotypical therapies work for neurotypical people, and by no means am I disparaging neurotypically led practices for neurotypical brains. However, they're dangerous, and I'll just say that. They're dangerous for autistic brains. If you're autistic, see an autistic therapist. See an autistic therapist that actually understands the autistic brain. A neurotypical brain is quite free-flowing. There's a lot of things happening at the same time. And if you try and compartmentalize or teach them to box things up, they'll consider it quite disassociative. And they'll think that you're invalidating their experience or suggesting that they shouldn't have the thoughts they have. And they'll feel quite disassociated from those thoughts and think, well, maybe they're worse than they were, or it'll cause problems in a neurotypical brain. I would never treat a neurotypical person because I'm autistic and my brain works differently and my brain doesn't want to understand. However, when an autistic person who has this compartmentalized brain, we have monotropic brains. Monotropism is a theory of mind that explains autism. You can look it up. It's fascinating. I've got other YouTube clips about it or TikToks. Monotropism means that our brain is polarized and compartmentalized. When we seek therapy, what we need from that therapy is to explain what we've experienced, give us scripts around it, help us to understand it, and then box it up in our head. We then need a new hyperfocus, because when we've got a new hyperfocus, we can then close the door in that other box and focus on the new hyperfocus. If we get taught to talk more about these things, then it opens up the box even more and maybe opens up some other boxes in the brain, and we end up in a very dysregulated state and possibly traumatized as a result. We think more than you could ever imagine about every single thing. When we go to a therapist, we don't need to talk about it more. Dangerous.